You're listening to the Paracasual Destiny podcast. Hello and welcome to the Paracasual Destiny podcast. I'm Soultime, and you are listening to episode 63. We have surpassed my age, at least, which is good. And I'm here with Romance Girl Green Stego and Salliebug. How's everybody doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, I'd say. Pretty good.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
doing well.
Doing well. So we have two pretty goods and one doing well. I'd say we're above average. I'm going to call it.
Countdown
because
to
I'm doing
holiday
super
break.
doopity doo today. Well, we have a lot to talk about, and we have nothing to talk about all at the same time. That's what makes this podcast great. It's the yin, the yang, the hardcore versus the casual, the die-hard fan who will stick with Bungie through thick and thin versus the person who abandoned ship.
We say abandoned ship, really?
Oh,
feel like
we have some exciting stuff going on.
I feel like that's a bit of a stretch.
I feel like I should warn if Richard or Pelham are listening into this podcast or whatever to have a box of tissues near them when they hear what Salliebug's thinking about. But anyway, let's get on with the show. Let's talk about our transition, our personal transitions and our feelings going through the end of the season of Plunder into the brand new season. How did I mean, we're looking back now. Hindsight's 20/20, they say. So looking back and giving a nice salute to season 18, Season of the Plunder. How's everybody feeling about that? Did it wrap up nicely? Did it sit well? I know there's a lot of rumblings in the community about burnout and stuff like that, but there's also some voices of positivity. And I wonder
I didn't feel burnt out at all. I just made season rank 100.
Hey, congratulations.
Last week.
Dude. That's big for you. That's big for you.
I didn't get the cry mutiny.
It's okay.
No, neither did I. We were close this time, but couldn't seal the deal.
We could have done a grind session with
Yeah, if we were more dedicated, we would have done it.
If I was further behind on in the season pass.
Yeah, that was your main goal, though.
Yeah, my main goal was season rank 100. And we had planned on doing like a Gambit session to get all the Gambit seasonal challenges basically all in one session.
Wow.
But we ended up doing like one strike and got a challenge, and that boosted me the rest of the way. So I was like, let's just do some item management instead.
I like your attitude because if it were me in that position, I would be so nervous and stressed trying to get it all done last minute. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I got to get this done. I got to get that crime mutiny. I'm so close. And then it's like the old thing where you choose a line to stand in at the grocery store, and it turns out you got the one where they have to look up prices or call the home offices in Sioux City, Iowa to do something. And then the line next to you is moving really fast, but you don't want to get into it because you've already invested 10 minutes in the line you're in, right? And so...
Yeah, it could be any second now, but it'll move right along.
If there's anything...
Exactly. That's the feeling I get at the end of these seasons.
There is nothing quite like that feeling of being in line at the grocery store and you're just kind of looking ahead and you notice the light goes of the register light goes from on to blinking.
Oh yeah.
There's not. Oh, oof.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible.
I've tried to take a more relaxed approach in these past few years and just I am way better at stacking bounties than Green Stego though, so I usually get rank 100 no problem.
That's the key too. I'm glad you
the
brought that
seasonal
up.
challenges, I pay close attention on dim which seasonal challenges I can like knock out right away.
Right.
I can usually like sneak a couple more seasonal
Doubles up.
challenges.
Yeah.
Now,
That's the key.
For our listeners at home, Salliebug and I commute together back and forth into work. And so, and it's about 45, 50 minutes each way now that we've taken a different route. But we have a lot of time to talk. And we've already sort of discussed our feelings about the story ending, where the story left off, or how they ended the season of the Plunder. And we weren't that thrilled with it, to be honest. It was nice. I think by now, should we be careful with spoilers here, Salliebug?
No, I think enough time has passed by.
Okay, it's a new season.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was it was refreshing to I wasn't that surprised Osiris was involved in the end, coming to consciousness again. But the sort of Harlequin romance thing was like kind of weird. It was like, what? Oh, okay, yeah, I know they have a relationship and everything, but it was like, I felt like they were, how they do these, collaborations with Fortnite, and now they're doing Assassin's Creed, Valhalla. I thought they were doing a liaison with Hallmark Channel or Lifetime.
I think that's extremely disrespectful to the writers.
Maybe it is, but that's how I'm being honest about how I felt about it. I was like taken aback. I was like, oh, why'd they do that? Like, why'd they go that direction with it? But
I mean, and as usual, it all boils down to kind of like expectations. So, right, like if your expectation is to have a little more,
I wanted to be hyped
insight
for this season, like they've done in the past,
or a little
just
more
give you a
insight.
Taste. Yeah.
A little more insight into just really tying up what the hell we were doing with all of the I felt, for me, it wasn't so much, I mean, a little bit of the romance thing is like, for me it was just, I felt I was left wanting more information on maybe how in the world, Mithrax was able to use the power of those relics to make that tea. Like, I don't know, just I liked the idea behind using the power of those relics to finally bring Osiris back. It's just, I wish there was a little more information about how that was done, maybe. Like,
you want a whole,
but I don't know how.
But I don't know how. Bad.
I guess you could write some fan fiction.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I don't know how necessarily that would be done per se. It's just, what your expectations are. Like, I expected, my expectations were more related to story than, and so I felt like just dissatisfied with it. Like, it just didn't.
I was more confused. I was like,
I gotta say, I felt complete opposite when we logged in and that story was revealed to us. It was like I was overcome with emotion. I was so happy for Saint to like this story that's been like going on of Saint, and like everybody who runs into him in like the lore books whenever we It's like, hey, how you hanging in there, Saint? And it's like, how do you think?
Right.
Every moment is just, I'm at his bedside, just waiting.
Sitting on the edge. Yeah. Waiting for it. So, yeah.
It was for me, it was just
I think
beautiful.
we were both invested in the story of Osiris waking up. So for us, we were excited about it.
Yeah, for me,
I see what you're saying. I guess the thing about Sultime said about expectations is key, because I didn't have, and I don't have those types of expectations.
And for me, it wasn't
story, so I think that I'm a lower bar, I guess, to pass. I'm like in it.
For me, it wasn't necessarily like, of course I'm like super happy for Saint, and actually you mentioned that to Soul Time. It's like, obviously these two have a connection. I mean, Osiris was willing to like be lost in the corridors of time forever to get Saint back. So we know that connection. And I don't know what exactly I wanted or expected. It maybe I'm just old and an old fogey, and it's harder to.
I know that, or I just
like old heart.
I guess I'm the same way, Salliebug. I'm the same way, but I'm also kind of been entrained. In my defense, I've been entrained by the story beats for the past couple of years. And
I mean, Osiris is a key part of this story.
Oh no! Regardless of how you reveal it, it's just kind of the kiss thing. Reminded me of like more of a different style than they've been doing. That would be implied through dialogue or art rather than just showing this aha video is what it reminded me of. Like an 80s music MTV video.
Right.
Like, okay. What?
They are doing more overt storytelling.
Right. It was kind of like
mentioned this before.
Shouldn't this be like implied, like with a cutscene or something? I don't know. I'm that way.
And maybe in a way, it's like, and now that we're talking about it, part of me is just like, I feel like I'm peeking in on what should be a very private moment that I should not be watching.
Yeah, I blushed a little bit.
Saying, because like, as to Cross said, I wish this cutscene happened in front of us as the Guardian. I wish we were there. And I was like, what?
Actually there.
That was really weird if we were there.
If we were actually
now that we're talking about it, I think that's what my uneasiness
that would make it worse.
Yeah, we all know the connection the two of them have, and I'm so happy for them.
I think
this is their private moment.
I love romance. I love love stories. I think that having that be a part of the Destiny universe, not just implied or in lore books, but just having it on screen, I think it was like nice. I enjoyed it.
It really is. I mean, it's the most iconic love
It's a matter of
story
taste, I guess.
Of Destiny,
but hats off to them for deciding to change the style up a little bit, I guess, Not everybody's going to like it.
Right. It's forever going to be the most iconic love story of all time. Like I said, what Osiris went through just to bring Saint back. Mm-hmm. What he was willing to sacrifice to do so. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
But it's also, I guess the other thing is, how is this going to transition into what we're doing now in the new season?
And we haven't gotten far enough in.
Osiris is involved.
We saw the first scenes, right? Because the intro scenes, and we know Osiris is very much. I kind of had forgotten the whole Anna Osiris connection.
Right, and he's a bit cranky.
Been a while.
So far, he's been a little bit cranky with what I've played. I haven't played much.
Well, that's kind of his character.
It is.
I was going to say, he really has a broken character.
He's a little cranky.
Remember who Osiris is.
A bit of a curmudgeon.
Yeah.
To introduce himself as I have no equal, like that's on brand for Osiris. Yeah. It's great to see this very sudden return to form, and he's like
that he has
impatient.
I think he should. I'm with O'Kyra. I think. Yeah, go ahead.
The whole situation with Savathun didn't change him at all, which is in a way good, right? Because it's like, oh wait, now we finally have our Osiris back, because he was a little odd when he was like basically taken over by Savathun, right? And we all had said, something's a little off here with him, and now it's like, nope, nothing's off. This is our Osiris.
Yeah.
It's like it was weird for him to be so nice before.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to like just have.
This is like the first time Osiris is really back.
Right. It's kind of nice to have him. So and if anyone did you see the trailer that was shown at the Game Awards? Did you have a chance to look at that yet?
Yeah, we did.
And I'm pretty sure that's his voice in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And so we know he's going to have
he's got a key
major role in whatever's going to happen in Lightfall. So, and it'll be interesting to see how what happens with the Warmind and how that all is connected. Is the Warmind going to be the one that sends us out to Neomuna? I don't know.
Well, it seems like he knows that we're headed to Neomuna, Osiris does, but he just he can't find it, because he was ranting to Anna about how the Hidden say there's nothing there. Like they can't find it. They've scoured the entire planet. They don't know where Neomuna is. So they need Rasputin's help to break the cloaking technology.
Right.
Well, that's why we are the Warmind warriors.
End of the season, not the I did grind a little bit. I got my big packet of Bright Dust. The Glory playlist wasn't as bad as I anticipated, and was able to get through that. Like, most of it was me like backing
freelance
off of the Crucible. Yeah, just went into the freelance, and really, like, I know the Glory playlist doesn't exist anymore. It's got a different brand name, that laddered rank, but it was okay. I felt like I contributed a bit, but wasn't always. Like, I kind of always feel, but I think that's part of the reason why going into like a competitive / ranked area, I'm hesitant to do so for fear that I'm not going to be able to help at all. But I didn't feel that. Like, that was what was holding me back. But then once I got in there, it's like, no, I can contribute. I mean, I may not be top of the table or anything, but I feel like I'm...
You think that has to do with the skill-based matchmaking?
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Absolutely.
For sure. And I have not, I mean, in all honesty, I just got on this morning. Like, it was kind of it's very busy the next couple of weeks for school. So today was the first I got on this morning.
Only one more week.
After waking up. So I've only had a chance to delve a little, like, see the first scene and play a little bit in the open world, do a few strikes. So I haven't had a chance to see what the Crucible's like at all. And I haven't heard too much about it. Has anyone else or anyone tried the Crucible or tried the new ladder system?
Division.
We're all part of the competitive division. Is that what they call it?
I don't prefer PvP. I think it's okay. Mm-hmm. It can be fun, but I like doing as much PvE as I can before
I'll tell you the one thing I'm looking forward to, because I think they're trying to parse it out this season, is the team matchmaking.
Mm-hmm.
So that I would feel more comfortable getting on with all of us, because I feel like, say the four of us got on and we happen to be with Richard and Pelham as well, that we would be able to be in a team with like kind of an equal distribution. I mean, I know that's a lot to ask of Destiny, so I know that I just can't even imagine trying to do that on a large scale as this in terms of matchmaking and so forth. But it would be fun to be able to get in with my friends and not feel like,
they're
oh
trying
gosh,
to
this
tweak
is
things
crazy.
at least and make things better for the wider community.
I definitely feel like they're putting in an effort, and they just honestly, I just need to stay off Twitter because it's just
Twitter is
very negative.
It's a cesspool of negativity.
Right.
It's like group polarization is a huge phenomenon. I think it's just like if someone says, "I'm getting a little tired of this season," it quickly turns into Bungie needs to do away with the seasonal model immediately. Like it's like it goes from just like a very fair criticism to like extreme opinion so quickly.
I know, and it's just, and I think I had mentioned this to Soul Time on one of our commutes. It's like people don't really have the understandings. Like if people are just now saying, okay, this is getting a little old, this whole upgrade thing. It'd be nice if Bungie, shook it up. They're hearing that now, but it's not like they can like just flip a switch and switch out the model. Oh, you don't like this? Okay, fine. We'll pull it out and put something else in. Now that's not the way development works. That's not the way game development works. I mean, they're always like 6 months in advance. So hearing this now, we'll probably start seeing a change if they're going to look to change, which according to Blackburn, they are. We'll see that in 6 months or in not this season, not next season. Down the road.
Later down the road.
They're looking to
I people who have worked on the season said like I'm glad you can see what I've been working on for the past few months. Like they don't realize that these are things that are just because you can get through it in a day doesn't mean that these aren't. It's hard making video games. So these are things that have put a lot of time and effort behind them.
And I feel like it's super disrespectful when people say, oh, they're just copying pasting from old models. It's like, well, yeah, they're using the same models, but it's not just a copy paste. No, we're just going to go to a different location. That's not the way game development.
I'm actually happy that they're using, especially this season. I've been saying to Daniel for a while, like, Europa is one of the most underused. They made these beautiful environments, and then we never go there.
Right.
So I am so happy about this season.
And I'm actually intrigued that they pulled in Clovis Bray, like the AI of Clovis Bray.
Yeah, it seems like in previous years we would expect Clovis to just be a one-off villain that we don't hear from again.
Right.
And now it just these like moving cast of characters, like anyone can pop in.
Yeah. And just it's.
I'd like to hear from Elsie.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. I'm so hoping that she will have a say in all this or have some level of input.
Yeah, just a little nod from Elsie.
Yeah. Or just coming up and going, all right, Anna and Clovis, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, what the fuck is happening? Oh, sorry.
Exactly. That's kind of where I feel. So far, like I said, I'm very new and fresh to it, but I feel like unlike Plunder, which if what we were trying to work towards was getting the power of the relics to bring Osiris back, if that was more well known throughout, I feel like I would have been more invested in that story. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting a cutscene. I didn't see this cutscene as like I get what you're saying, because I didn't see this cutscene as like, oh, a culmination of Season of Plunder. I know that they tied it in sort of. I saw it more as like, remember Saladin's cutscene? That was kind of just a complete side story with Saladin that didn't really drive the story forward. It was just kind of like giving him more character depth.
Right.
And that's kind of how I viewed this cutscene. I saw it more as just like an emotional character arc.
Right.
And just kind of was along for the ride with it. I wasn't thinking, oh, here we go, they're going to tie everything up. So I can understand if that's what you were thinking, then maybe you'd be disappointed. But I was more like, oh, okay, we're getting a bonus cutscene. I wasn't expecting a cutscene for the end of the season.
And they did a little bit, right? Because
they definitely did tie in some elements, but I wasn't looking at it as like this will be the culmination of the season. I didn't think this cutscene was for me, and I mean, maybe it was supposed to be, but I'm just saying I think that my expectations were different because I thought it was just.
I mean, I think that it was just because
more a bonus story.
The Plunder season, I thought, was actually pretty fun. I thought a lot of what, especially Catch Crash was pretty fun. I found Catch Crash. I didn't really, I didn't do it so much that I got bored with it. Expeditions I got a little tired of, but the Catch Crash I really enjoyed. And but as far as what are we doing now and why, that was kind of like, okay, we're getting these relics, and then what are we doing that? We're just trying to keep them out of the hands of Aramis, but then ended up doing it more. I don't know. It just felt like it was a storyline that was floating out there that wasn't as cohesive to the overall story arc as it could be. I can make the connections now, but it felt disjointed at the time. That's all I'm saying. I mean, because I can see the connection now. It's like, okay, so Aramis obviously is getting influenced by the witness, and so we want to keep these and she's seeking power wherever she can find it. And then we've got these Nezarec things that got scattered throughout, but I still didn't quite understand like what the pirate thing was all about. But anyway,
I think it's just for fun.
Yeah.
I think it's
if you can just play it without like, it's like, okay,
here's the thing.
Stop going really
us casual players really need to. What unifies us all is ultimately we play video games for fun.
Right.
And it was
like I said, Catch Crash really was a lot of fun.
I'm not trying to be dismissive of people who want deeper story, because Destiny is known for its deeper story.
Right.
But I think that they were trying to just find a balance between having, that like just having a flavorful season, which is like this, the flavor is pirates.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't have, if you think too hard about it, it really doesn't make sense. But just don't think too hard about it.
Don't think too hard. Yeah, just pirates.
I think they did a good job tying in like Praksis' past life and Spider and his association.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it was nice to get that background, the background story of Misrax and Spider and that connection.
But I think what you sacrifice with going with the seasonal model is that kind of deeper thread throughout, because you're having to have, well, there's first of all different teams working on each season, so that's going to be harder to.
I don't know. So and full time
together.
I know we've gone back and forth with this, right? But I believe we brought this up last time in our last podcast, but for me it was like, if they just did a DLC with kind of a hefty seasonal drop about halfway through, and then spatter some live stuff between that, like the Guardian games and Festival of the Lost and Dawning and all of that. But it's a lot to ask. It's a lot to ask of the game developers to have like this seasonal drop and this seasonal content that.
Yeah, and I think that it's a balance that, again, we don't have the benefit of there being a lot of games like Destiny that came before it. It's kind of it's doing its own unique thing. So you have like Fortnite and other games that are also doing seasonal models and being a live game, but those are also just relatively new as far as just this type of.
Well, I mean, now, like at the Game Awards, what was the best live service game was Final Fantasy 14. I think it was 14. Is that right?
Yep.
And I don't know anything about that game. I haven't played it at all. It just made me curious, right, and interested. It's like, okay, so what are they doing? Because I've played other iterations of Final Fantasy, so it would curious on what they do.
So what I was going to say, and I do think that we've mentioned this on the podcast before, but I, from a personal standpoint, think that they should just step back on the promising seasonal activities and more put more effort into revamping these core playlists. Like I would rather have okay, this season we're getting a new PvP map and that's it. Like that's the new thing you're getting this season, rather than this season you're getting 2 new match-made activities. Like that.
And
I don't know how equivalent those are. That's, they're 2 different departments. But I think that for me personally, I would rather just having new things to do in the core playlist and revamping new ways to interact with those.
Exactly.
With having new strikes and stuff. Well, I mean, I guess they are trying to make the new seasonal activities available to go on Vanguard Ops. So that's one direction.
I actually was going to bring that up. I mean, happy they tied in the core battlegrounds into the Vanguard Ops playlist.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
I think that's smart too. And I'm hoping that they'll do more of that, right? It's just like, okay, so we can add a couple of other types of things into that core playlist so that you're not just running those same strikes. And I'm in agreement with you. If we just got like a new strike and a new PvP map, more every now and again, and then still be able to just focus on what those core playlists are, that you didn't get burned out of those playlists because you had some new material in there.
Is that why you're not going to purchase the season pass this season?
Always coming right out and saying it.
I thought you said you already did.
No, I did. Yes, I'm asking about you.
Oh, me?
Salliebug said she's not going to purchase the season
I did
pass.
not. No.
Can we get some siren effects for the viewers?
In my defense, and if you remember either last podcast or the podcast before that, it's like, yeah, this is getting old. I'm starting to wonder whether or not I should do that or whether I should just kind of concentrate on finishing up some things from Witch Queen that I haven't done yet. But I know that I'm going to. But I think even if I do, I already looked at it, it's like I already have silver in my Xbox. I already have half of it credited, so I would only need to pay $5 to get the rest of it. And so what is that? That's a cup of coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. So it's
what if you didn't have that?
I would look at the cosmetics. I see, for us personally, I think that just looking at oh, this is just a way to get a couple new sets of armor.
Right.
And if you buy that for silver, it's usually more than an entire season pass. So I think that if you like the cosmetics, then it's a good deal.
Having access to the weapons and
the exotic this season is a lot of fun. Has anyone had a chance to use that?
Manticore.
I haven't bought the season pass yet, so no.
So
she hasn't decided whether she's buying the season pass or not yet.
I think I probably will.
Yeah, but what if you didn't have the silver lying around?
Yeah, Sultan, have you tried this new Void exotic submachine gun?
The Manticore? No, I have not.
If I really was hurt for money and didn't have the $10 to spare, it might be one of those things. Say, if it's a difference between me being able to pay my electricity bill or
whoa. If I have to kill my firstborn child or play the next season, I think I'm going to save my child.
No, come on, I didn't make it that bad, but or to say okay, I really wanted
electricity bill. You can't play Destiny. I think you did.
And also, it's winter is coming.
I don't think the price of it is that right. It's it's $10. But if it were the difference between okay, I have this amount of money in my budget, and that $10 could either go to me and my enjoyment, or I can buy a gift for my grandchild for Christmas. If I were in that position, then I might hold off a little bit. But like I said, it's only $5 for me because I already have a credit in there, and it's not breaking the bank.
It's not breaking my bank. Microsoft Rewards. There's a way to earn points through Microsoft, and so I usually have enough money that way.
Yeah, and I can look into that. So
there's other reasons to take a pass on the season pass. Other than financial.
Necessarily. I think the season pass.
What if you don't have time to play it?
Yeah, I wouldn't get it if you aren't going to play Destiny that season.
Yeah, right. If you're just going to do your core playlist, or you need a break, so you're just going to keep your head in the game, but just do all the stuff that came with the DLC.
Or just not even to keep your even if you were say, okay, I'm really just going to take a pass. I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to play this. I have a whole long list of other games I want to play. And I'm going to play those games and take a break from Destiny for a couple months.
We were going over how many games we had to play. And then Green Stego saw the Season of Seraph trailer and said, never mind our backlog. Let's play Destiny.
Right. And
now, was it really a trailer, though? Trailers only come out before
we talked about
something
that,
is released.
Right.
Timing of a trailer, it's just usually you want trailer as a hype. You see a trailer in a movie theater, it's to a movie not that you're getting ready to watch. Right? Yeah. It's something you see ahead of time to say, ooh, I really want to go do that.
I think there's two sides of that coin. When we live in this digital clickbait age, if you release a trailer online and someone goes to buy the new season and it's not out yet, I think you've lost a customer. But on the other end of that, if you have someone who's tired of the current season and they really want to just have that little bit of teaser so I know what's coming so I can be invested, then
I'm just surprised it didn't come out
interest that way. So
well,
I
can say for one that the lack of a trailer may have contributed to my lackluster response to the ending cutscene, because they usually use that cutscene to hype up the next season, what's coming. It's a little cliffhanger. I can't wait till the next season. Yes, they've done that in the past.
Last time we had a cutscene that led into maybe my memory. My memory is terrible.
They usually foreshadow what's coming or leave something hanging that's that's going to come in.
We did not have a foreshadow of Season of Plunder. We didn't even know that Aramis was going to come back until the day of.
No, they didn't do a quote unquote trailer. They didn't do a preview or release a trailer ahead of Season of the Plunder either.
But not just a trailer. They didn't have a cutscene either. I don't think this is actually a thing that they usually do, where they actually launch into next season.
What season came after?
Usually pretty because what did they do from Season of Haunted to launch into? Oh, I guess Season of Haunted was Season of Plunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Haunted.
I forget what the season was before that.
Yeah, what was before Plunder?
Or Haunted? What
Season
was before
of Arisen.
Haunted?
before Haunted was Risen. It was Witch Queen.
Did Risen tease? I guess the Callus and at Helm was the tease for.
They usually
Haunted?
tease at the next season or where the story beats are going in those final cutscenes.
Well, they did say.
I'm looking at the Season of the Risen final cutscene.
There isn't usually a final cutscene that teases the next season.
I will say that we're in a bit of uncharted territory with Destiny in terms of how far things have been pushed back with the release date of their major content drop, which used to be a fall release, and now it's
February.
Yeah, February. Yeah.
And the last couple of seasons, they've done the last couple of years rather. They said like this is Season of the Queen, and they did it like upcoming is Season of the Witch Queen, is the Witch Queen DLC, and then right after that trailer they did like, and now we have this season with Queen Mara.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that I don't think we've ever had a cutscene at the end of the season that tells us what's coming next.
Yeah.
So I think this is a fabrication.
And before,
no, I don't think they had a cutscene at the end of them. I mean, we had a bit of an epilogue, but not really like a cutscene per se,
yeah,
right?
Because that's what I'm saying.
We had the big Callus head or whatever,
yeah,
but we have had
the Callus at Helm.
I feel like we've had seasonal trailers before, but I could be completely wrong here. Like, so my memory is very
I think there should be a teaser. I think the name of the season should be released, and then you do a full trailer the day of.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a 10-second teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Thing.
Just zooming out a little bit and going back to the more general seasonal template that they've developed is, I think, a product of all the whining about not enough to do. So they came up with this seasonal backbone of upgradable thingy with 2 activities, and it's drop-in replacement for pushing story beats, and it worked really well until people are starting to get tired of it now, and it's like, well, this is what you asked for, and I agree with Romance Girl. It almost seems like the DLCs are what's really hitting home and that's award-winning stuff. Witch Queen is so amazing. Beyond Light, amazing.
Beyond Light was good. Forsaken.
All of it. And so maybe the DLC
been fantastic.
A yearly DLC with maybe like halfway through the year another sort of mini DLC.
Yeah, the 30th anniversary also was very well received, and then they could do something like that.
Little things like that. Yeah. Keep the events. Keep the events. Mm-hmm. You know, the Dawning, the Festival of the Lost type stuff, and Moments of Triumph.
I do have notes about the events, but do keep them.
And then if they did that, it would allow them the resources and manpower to concentrate, like you said, Romance Girl, on the core playlist stuff and innovating within those areas, and also debugging, because they've had a lot of bugs too, because they don't have the resources to play test these short turnaround seasonal things that they're doing. And so
I feel like
the game would improve.
Also, the bigger the game gets.
Exactly. I feel like the game would improve if you
just so much. I feel like
if you backed off of this crazy every 6 weeks.
I don't think they can back off of the seasonal model, but I think it should just be a battle pass. I don't think there should be activities attached to it. I think it's too much.
Right. Pare it down. Pare it down.
And I'm not even criticizing the seasonal activity team. I think what they, like Salliebug said, Catch Crash was fun. Expeditions is fun.
But they're starved for resources.
If you have to play the same thing over and over again, and then you're making all of these activities at such a high turnaround.
I mean, when you're coming out,
playlists start getting neglected.
Exactly. When you come out and you say, "Oh, next year we're having one new map for Crucible," and then at the same time you're putting in a help wanted for people who know how to design Crucible maps. It tells me you're starved for resources, right, for this game. And so I feel like it would be a better game if they did drop some of this, like they're trying to do too much for too many people, and getting back to the basic core of a strong core game.
Right.
And who cares if somebody can't make a career off of it streaming 24/7 and cut through all the content? I mean, I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, again, I would be fine with like do the DLC and then like halfway through drop something similar to like their anniversary
30th
pack.
anniversary or something with a couple
like a $20 or $30,
right.
like about half the cost with like maybe one new activity like Dares of Eternity, right? Something fun that you can hop in and do that has some stuff.
And but like if we rewind a little, there was I feel like people are getting vendor fatigue.
Yes.
Just like and I remember
Upgradable
that
Pooja
was saying that the future of Destiny, they should have, you should be able to focus engrams at each vendor. And I was very skeptical, and then they went that way, and now I really do feel a little vindicated because they haven't even finished upgrading every vendor, but I don't want them to,
Right.
And the seasonal vendor for sure is getting,
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't ever bother
it's repetitive.
with
the upgradable thingy
engrams,
model, right?
Yeah.
From the vendors.
What do you do?
So
don't bother with I mean, I swear I rarely pick up the engrams that drop from leveling up the vendors.
Oh, in the top corner.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think that they have a chance to drop red frames these days, though. So
yeah,
you should consider. All I'm saying is when
if it's a patterned red frame, but
no, that's what I'm saying is the patterned red frame for the seasons.
I mean, I'll do the season. I usually do the seasonal ones.
Yeah,
not the core playlist vendors.
I had an idea for the core playlist vendors is maybe for the seasonal weapon. It's craftable and you get a red frame from each vendor. And you need like 3 to craft it.
After you got into a certain level.
Yeah, like the Cry Mutiny
if
or
that's
whatever.
Like that 16.
Or this season's
but maybe
Fellas
not 16. That's a little much.
Yeah,
well,
but like
it's a lot for us casuals. So
this was as a response to me saying, I wish that you could get the Cry Mutiny with enhanced perks, and she was like, "Oh well,
just make it craftable.
Instead of like you get a different version of it from each of them. It's a red frame. It's good, but what you really want to do is get one from each so that you can craft it, level it up, get those enhanced perks."
I like it. I like that idea.
It's just there's so much. I mean, I've got enough.
What do you do with a game that's been around? When
Right.
did Destiny 2 come out? For heaven's sakes!
Right.
And they have shaken things up. They changed.
I haven't even done all the Witch Queen stuff. Come on now.
So
we haven't finished Legendary Witch Queen campaign yet.
Yeah.
One of the
moments of triumph.
Yeah,
We're casual players.
Right. One of the things that I was just thinking about is that you can buy that season pass, but just like Romance Girl was saying, just think of it more as like a battle pass and not put the energy into worrying about the quote unquote upgradable thingy.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I could do that, but I don't have to do that. I could just get the other perks from the season pass and not worry about the quote unquote upgradable thingy. And I think that's probably where I'm going to go is like not worry about my focus on it. I'm not going to worry about the seasonal challenges because those are the things, and that's where that repetitiveness comes in because a lot of those seasonal challenges require you do one thing a lot.
Yeah.
And so it's like, hey, what if I just don't click on that bar regardless?
Yeah.
And not worry about those seasonal challenges
That has
And
definitely been key for our enjoyment of the game is just
and if
when
it
we're
happens,
getting tired of something, just stop doing it.
If it happens vicariously,
fine.
That's fun. It's like, oh hey, look, I got a. It's almost like getting a bonus Bright Dust pack from Eververse.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like, oh, I just got a challenge and I didn't even know it was there. Right. So I think I might go that route this time, so that I can. It's just a way to alleviate my own personal burnout and this is a good segue into our next topic, which is moments of triumph.
If I don't get the cry mutiny, I'm going to cry FOMO.
Cry mutiny's not available anymore. It's the new one, right?
Exactly. I said cry FOMO.
No, I think you can buy it.
Can you?
In the little kiosk. It's a pretty
the little kiosk?
The little kiosk next to the vault.
You can buy the ornament?
Middle one.
Not
the ornament.
Yeah, you can buy the ornament.
You can buy the ornament.
Well, why didn't they tell me that at the beginning of the season of Plunder?
It costs like 2 Ascendant shards or something per ornament, but
a cipher, right?
Darn that weasel!
Not an exotic cipher. Only for the exotics.
Oh, okay.
It just costs like Ascendant shards, which I still use regularly.
Ascendant shards and a lot of legendary. And a lot of glimmer too. It's expensive, but they do let you can buy it after the season is over.
Can I just say just a little bit that I've noticed? I'm actually really liking the idea behind just using the planetary materials as a glimmer exchange.
Yeah, I do miss it, but it's necessary to cut down on currency.
Cut down the currencies. Right. I like it.
But you still have it. They still have them out in the wild and you can still pick them up. So if you're like glimmer poor, you just like put on a planetary material ghost, grab a bunch of stuff and take them in and exchange them with Master
Yeah, but that's going to be
Rahul.
going away.
Yeah, you don't take them up. You get glimmer on site when you interact with them.
Exactly.
You get reputation gain.
I think putting on a 6 glimmer booster and farming public events will be very rewarding.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they have but they have, you can, for now, if you didn't exchange them for coins during that community event,
I think the exchange
you can get glimmer.
Yeah, you got ripped off unless you another cry FOMO.
Again, it was one that I knew was on my list, but I just was too lazy.
You're too lazy.
I was just so proud of myself for going through dim. I was like my vault and characters are ready, and I'm just gonna say I'm ready for next season.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
remembering little things like
not
that.
available.
Like, no, just ready for next season.
Oh yeah, and we were gonna play this weekend, but without dim, it kind of feels.
Oh my gosh!
I played a little bit. The first weekend of, the new season, all third-party apps and API help is down. So
it's not just third-party; their own API.
Yeah,
their own
any
app
API.
Is down.
Yeah, anything uses API.
So
it's not ideal.
No, it's a shit show.
It does definitely show you how cumbersome the existing system is. Because I was down on the moon. I was like just getting like vendor bounties, just little stuff. So I go to the moon and pick up, and Eris Morn wants me to get submachine gun kills. I'm like, crap, I don't have a submachine gun on me, which would mean go back to the tower.
Just go back to the tower and get one. 2 seconds.
What?
2 seconds. Go back to the tower, grab one, come back.
Go back to the tower, go into the vault, read through that vault, and try to figure out which one of those icons is the submachine gun that I'm actually looking for.
Just grab Risk Runner and call it a day.
Yeah.
No, I hear you, Salliebug. When you get used to a certain lifestyle, it's very difficult.
It's not a few seconds. You're talking about adding an extra 5 minutes.
No, I'm just joking.
So if you
crippling.
If you have 30 minutes to play, and you have to spend 5 minutes of it going back to the tower to get a particular gun.
If you're
it's
a dimmer, this weekend's going to be crippling.
Yeah, or any other
dimmer.
I do feel bad for them because it's like the game was running okay. They launched the dungeon. The game starts crashing. They turn off API. The crashes stop. What did the dungeon do to the API?
I know, seriously. How are those two connected? It just shows you how complicated this game really, really is.
Yeah, I don't.
I feel for them.
I do feel for them. Nobody wants this to happen.
Yeah, of course not. Well, and that's where it's like
Salliebug
just starved for resources.
Salliebug?
What?
You've been shirking your duties.
What?
Oh.
Have you been moderating the chat?
Moderating?
She was supposed to be moderating the chat.
I've been interacting with him. I don't.
No, you haven't.
You don't notice that I've been interacting?
One thing. You said one thing.
You said one thing.
I asked him how the new dungeon was.
Longtime listener Richard came in and said he's enjoying this season more than last.
So Salliebug should definitely buy it.
The dungeon is fun with different mechanics, and the seasonal mooring can get boring, but loot. And I agree with that, Richard. I think that is the biggest value.
Yeah.
Is the loot you get from the seasonal pass.
Right. Just buying the loot. Just if you look at it, not anything else. Plus,
I can't use everything. It's more than I need. All those.
No, I agree. There's too many weapons.
Too many fucking weapons.
Please stop with the weapons. No more. No more.
Absolutely, I'm with you on that.
I'm wondering if
I need them to explode my vault again.
I'd rather have 5 good weapons than 50 pieces of crap.
No, I've played for an hour today, and I already have 3 new weapons, and now I have to decide whether or not it's something I want.
And now there's homework to do.
And I can't go into Dim and compare it with anything else.
I just want to play. I don't want homework anymore.
Into my vault.
I know.
Just look at it and think, am I going to use this?
But it's hard to know.
What video was it?
It's how you answer that question that's counts.
Mylan from a few weeks ago. Dado did a vault cleanup with Mylan. It was very entertaining.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
He's done that with a few other content creators, and I think he did it with Astacross. I want to watch some of those so I can get some ideas from Dado's. Okay, what really can I get rid of?
It's fun, and it's actually very inspirational. The way he approaches vault management.
Yeah. So, maybe do that and take notes while we're waiting for Dim to come back. So.
Well, I'm feeling mighty dim. We should talk a little bit. Did we decide? I guess Salliebug, you are going to buy the new season.
We bullied her.
But I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about it this week.
We even started this, but I knew this was in the show notes, so I didn't. So it could be part of our conversation.
Oh my God!
You can't say the quiet part out loud.
Hell, we just wasted an hour talking about something we didn't even need to talk about.
No, not really.
Bullshit.
Because it's I know I'm not
edit that out.
I'm gonna have to edit out the last hour.
To know that.
Yeah.
All right, you'll just have to you'll have to edit that part out.
I mean, I'm gonna.
What do we think of moments of triumph?
I'm gonna combine the moments of triumph and the dawning anticipations. But before we get to that, I just want to give a little taste of maybe next episode. We can discuss whether I should buy the deluxe version of the pre-order for Lightfall, or should I just get the regular? It's a $50 difference, right? And so that's for next time. Should I buy? We should start a new "Should I Buy It" segment.
Should I buy it?
Latest silver ornaments.
I will say this, Sultan, just since you brought it up.
Yeah.
If you just go to the Play Store, it's $70 for the base game. So that $50 really is the $50 one is a deal right now. That's just a deal that's out right now, probably for the holidays.
So I should probably take advantage of it.
What is the deal?
You can buy the base game, pre-order the base game for $50.
You can order Lightfall, the regular version for $50.
On the Xbox
without the annual
store,
pass.
it's $70. It's $69.99.
Oh.
Oh,
it's
$50
not-
is a
that's-
good deal then.
So if you can find it for $50, that's a good deal.
Like the disc game?
Oh, is that so?
No.
So
I
Salliebug,
don't
that's
think
why
so.
we were saying $50 is not.
It didn't feel like a deal. I was like,
didn't
no,
feel like a
because
deal.
us remember thinking if you buy
Yeah.
the deluxe, it absolutely is a deal, because if you do that and they still
If you
have the
do the
dungeon
math,
key for $20, and each additional season is another $30, and so that's 70 plus 50, which is saving $20. You're basically getting the dungeon key for free.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay,
That's
so
just-
moments of triumph. Is anybody going to even attempt to complete those?
I usually get those just vicariously. It depends on what they are.
Vicariously?
Sometimes just by playing the game,
Oh,
just
just by
because I've been
playing the game.
playing it pretty. It depends on what they are and how many of them you need to get the seal. I mean, I'll try to get the seal, but I don't know. It depends on whether, because there's always like a trials one. There's always ones that are related to Crucible, and it's just, I don't know if I'm going to be able to manage that, but I don't know. I'll look at them. I usually end up getting it every year, so I feel like
It's like the flu.
Stop.
What? Does anybody hear me? Or did I just go?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
taking it all in. Moments of triumph.
There's a lot to do.
Well, I still haven't done Legendary Witch Queen campaign.
Yeah.
What about Raid Runner Dungeon River? Complete the
Oh,
raid
that
and
one's gonna
dungeon
be a tough one.
objectives. I
That's
can't
gonna
do
be
that.
tough. You can. I think do we still have Richard in the chat? I think he would offer his help.
I can't even do the Gotator
sure.
challenge, which is a raid or dungeon weapon pattern unlocked. I don't do those enough.
Well,
If we get better
Right,
at totems,
that's part of it. Yeah.
and Holiday Break is
Good
just
one,
around the
Daniel.
corner. I think
Yeah.
the
Guys,
dawning
Deep Stone Crypt
is-
has just come out, and
I
we
think I'm
know how to do
anticipating-
that.
I'm
We got
anticipating
that
this
one down,
thing
right? Isn't it
will
coming out?
give me the opportunity to do some moments of triumph.
It
Has
never
it
went
come
away,
out, or is it
Salliebug.
getting ready to come out? The Deep Stone Crypt.
It never went away.
it has updated perks now, though.
It has craftable weapons now.
Yeah. They polished it a little bit.
Well, it's part of the rotator. It's not like you
Incentivizing.
can't just go in and do it.
Just now it's worth doing.
So we.
But it never
This
went
whole
away.
time we could have done it
Oh,
any time, Salliebug.
So, I mean, our core raid team, we had that one down. I think we could go in and do that one and farm those.
Oh, something that we haven't mentioned, which I think
Weapons.
is worth mentioning here for this season. The new seasonal activity has a power modifier where
Meaning?
enemies are 5 above your power level.
Regardless of what your power level
Regardless
is.
of
that's-
what your
yeah.
power level is.
It's
And
got to be
I-
harder, right?
It is much
Love it.
harder, it is way more challenging. And I guess it will be the same level of challenging all season. We'll see, depending on how well I can get my builds together.
It's kind of cool. I like that.
But I think that's a great step in the right direction for making power level less of a grind and less of a must do. Like if they could incorporate that to other areas of the game, like I was saying with
Yeah.
Nightfalls.
Right.
It just
That would
let
be,
it, don't lock
much
out of
appreciated.
Grandmaster. Just like let you. It's like when Grandmasters release, they release.
Yeah.
Go in and
exactly.
try
I mean,
it. And if you're
someone
50 under level, you'll feel it, and you'll just not play it. You'll just say, "Oops, I need to go level up."
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it shouldn't be like that. It should be like if you're 50 under level, it should still be the same level of difficulty as someone who's 50 above level. It should just be a set level of difficulty.
It should be a
Mhm.
skill
Yeah.
issue, not a grind issue.
Yes.
Gotcha.
There
Hello.
you go.
Okay.
I hope
okay,
Bungie's
gotcha.
listening.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah,
That
there's
is,
a lot of
I did hear I did see a couple of feedbacks in the Twitter saying that people appreciate the difficulty level of the new activity. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know.
that's rich coming
but-
from them.
The internet people.
Oh my goodness, you are
now for
salty
Dawning
today.
2022, which has yet to arrive. Do we know when it's coming? It's next week, next Tuesday.
Week.
Next
week,
Tuesday.
A few days.
Tuesday.
I was just
my
saying,
question is this:
like,
are they
like,
going to have
I
those
think-
lovely snowballs again? I loved throwing the snowballs at the Vex.
That was years ago at this point, and I say it every year. They need to bring back the snowballs.
So much fun.
If we're
To have stasis
And
synergy.
scoring and strike playlist.
Mm-hmm. Medals.
Will we get a pretty sword? I wonder the Zephyr. I'll have to bring out my Stasis Zephyr sword again.
I actually use Zephyr all year long. It's my go-to.
I love that sword.
I know that I need to go against Briggs. You can
such
just
a
go up
pretty
and freeze
sword
them.
too.
I'm gonna have to get out my Vapor Will Spin. Vapor Will Spin. Vapor Will Spin.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like, look, in anticipation of Dawning coming, and since the API is down anyway, just get on and check out your character in Dawning gear. Like get the right get a Dawning, get your
Sparrow.
Dawning Ghost shell, your Dawning Sparrow.
What about the Sparrow that poops out glimmer?
Yes.
That is
it's
great.
Necessary. You know what I love though is
I like the ones that like
came with the
do the
Christmas
snowflakes.
The Sparrow with the Christmas lights.
Wait, which
I don't know
one's
if I
that?
ever got that one.
I think it came out last year, the year before.
It's not Dawning Cheer, is it?
It kind of looked like the it looked
was
like
an Everburst
Snoopy's
or Bright Dust, I think.
It's like Snoopy's house.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
And
so that's what you do. I'm gonna get on and just like prep up my
gingerbread ghost is my ghost of choice. Anyone else? Who's a holiday ghost of choice?
Actually,
what's your ghost?
Romance Girl, the gingerbread ghost is my year-round ghost because it's got like it's my year-round ghost.
Warlock. I just barely play on my warlock.
Ridiculous.
It's my year-round ghost because I've got like it's fully leveled up.
The Festival of the Lost paper bat is my year-round ghost.
Oh, I love that one too.
My year-round ghost is the cat. The Festival of the Lost cat.
The paper cat or the
paper cat.
Paper cat.
But my second one, my two go-tos are the paper cat and the snowball.
Do we have any go-to projections for your ghost?
Oh, Salliebug doesn't like projections.
I like the cat for Festival of the Lost, the cat projection.
I do the cat one because I like the way it meows when you pull it out.
If somebody can find an image of the Christmas light Sparrow, please, by all means, put it in the Discord. If somebody can find an image of the Christmas, I can't find the one with the Christmas lights, the Sparrow. I found the polar bear one, which is very clunky to ride, but it looks so cool. But I can't find the.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, I can't find it. Put it in the Discord if you can find it.
I think my snowball Dawning shell that I have.
If only Dim was up, I could just find it on my character.
I know. I know.
Has the Dawning, the Dawning, just the Dawning symbol, like that little almost snowflakey star.
Right.
That's what that's a projection I use most of the time.
Cross EDZ Symphony.
I could.
What is it?
Cross EDZ Symphony.
Cross EDZ Symphony, huh? Oof.
As far as projections go, I can take them or leave them.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but cross EDZ.
Oh my god. Oh, I love it. All right. There it is. Thank you. All right. Now I am going to paste that into our podcast visually. For those of you listening to this podcast on the platform of your choice, please, this is a public service reminder that on Saturday at noon Eastern time, you can also see the visuals on the YouTubes because that's where we are streaming live.
Hello?
End of PSA.
Hi.
My Discord crapped out because I didn't
Good thing, too, because we were saying bad things about you.
All right.
But we did Salliebug. We did find. I mean, if you look at our slides.
Oh, I see it. I think I have that one. I think I did end up buying that one because I loved it so much.
I hope
normally I could look in dim, but
it might be available for silver this year.
And I like the
silver
I just
and gold.
I like the dawning ornaments. So, I like the
whole
aesthetic. Do you think there'll be cookies again this year? Has that been confirmed?
What's that? Is Pelham going to win the snowball contest
again?
That would be my guess.
I predict Pelham's going to win the snowball contest this year.
They're not going to bring back snowballs. It's too fun.
Yeah, they like to destroy our fun.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, you know what I thought of? I thought of another cup of coffee. Should we talk about coffee for a moment before we do the Destiny sound check?
Sure.
Let's do it. Let's cue up our favorite coffee boutique. The Paracasual Destiny podcast presents Eva Levante's Coffee Boutique.
I could use some coffee.
Anybody here have some coffee today? I had 2 cups.
I had 2 cups and it tasted just like Christmas. It was the most delicious.
Christmas in a cup.
Speaking of gingerbread ghost shells, yep.
Yeah, it's gingerbread coffee, and I think it's with a French Sumatra, combination.
Oh no, it's the Michelangelo blend.
Oh, the Michelangelo blend.
Yeah, we're saving the French Sumatra for the butter rum, is it?
Butter rum, yeah. That's our next one. But we had to get through the gingerbread first. So we have gingerbread. So the butter rum will be next. In our next podcast, for sure, we'll have finished the gingerbread by then. But
absolutely.
So yes, it does.
I drink it black. Sally, I noticed the half and half was almost out. Did you?
The half and half is gone. I just put your coconut milk in it this time
milk.
around.
There you go.
It was good.
Was it good?
It was good. Not as satisfying as half and half. I definitely want to go buy some, but it's good. It's just a tasty enough cup of coffee that. How about you guys?
Yeah, Stego and Romance. What about the coffee situation? Or tea?
We had to do an emergency Starbucks run this morning. It got to be too late.
There's no shame in that.
There's no shame. Starbucks is my out of all the between Dunks and Starbucks and for us Aroma Joe's. Starbucks is our go-to.
I'm so sorry. I'm laughing at the Trans-Siberian Orchestra comment. Cross EDZ Symphony. That was genius. I want that sparrow. Okay, I'm sorry. Carry on. So the Starbucks, what was the order, if you don't mind? I know it's personal information that you don't want to share on the internet.
We got a couple Impossible breakfast sandwiches. It's like the vegetarian.
Holy shit. You're going in style.
Right?
Yeah.
And I got a venti iced coffee with an extra shot and coconut milk.
Yeah, coconut milk is popular today.
And
Daniel, what'd you get? Just black?
No, pumpkin cream cold brew.
You got that last time. You really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's our usual.
PCCB. Pumpkin cream cold brew. That is.
Get off my case about
Christmas blend out. They usually have a pretty decent Christmas blend.
Oh, Salliebug, we have to look into some matcha. Have you ever heard of matcha?
Yeah.
I think Eva Levante, we would win her favor. Even
think so?
Yes. Well, we are going to anyway by baking cookies. Do you think they're going to bring the cookies back? If they don't bring the snowballs, they'll bring the cookies. Bring on the cookies. I'm hoping there's some fun lore as well. I like the Christmas the dawning lore. Is always interesting and fun and lighthearted.
I'm excited for.
You know what I want? I want Ava Levante to give Spider a good talking to.
A good spanking. Yeah.
Okay.
We need.
Okay. Bake enough cookies to continue upgrading the Elixir quarter with lights.
She'll show him how it's really done.
Introduce the Elixir to the humanities traditions, right? Dawning.
It's the spirit of the dawning.
I bet you they have an equivalent, like an sort of an Elixir Kwanzaa or something. They have an
Spider
equivalent.
wouldn't think so. Spider has no
house.
Spirit of giving.
He's
is
the
the
Grinch.
ultimate.
He's the Grinch of the Elixir.
He's Scrooge, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to see if we can make his heart expand a little bit this dawning season. Nobody's ever given him a gift. That's the problem. So maybe Ido can break tradition and give a little gift to Spider, and it'll melt his heart like the Winter Warlock. All right. So, yeah, we could probably write the dawning lore based on this conversation. But anyway, I think it's time for our final segment. Well, our next to final segment, but our special segment. I'm going to keep it kind of short, but I did want to just make a little salute today to a great voice actor. And that voice actor's name is none other than Brian T. Delaney. And he is probably most well known for the Soul Survivor in Fallout 4, doing that voice, and also Master Mantis in Kung Fu Panda video gamedom. But here in our favorite game, that's Destiny 2, for those of you just tuned in, he does the voice of Clovis Bray. So I started off there. I was like listening to the Clovis dialogue in the opening season mission for this season. And the Clovis Bray voice, it reminded me of how much I liked it during the Beyond Light campaign. And reminds me of, I feel like, and I'd love to find out from Brian Delaney if perhaps Vincent Price might have been an influence or an inspiration for the Clovis Bray character, because it reminds me, it has the same cadence and sort of accent, if you will, of a Vincent Price doing his Clovis Bray character. He also voices, get this, not just Clovis Bray. Does anybody know who else Brian T. Delaney voices in the game of Destiny 2? You'll probably never guess. He does not only the voice of Praksis, who we really haven't heard too much from. I mean, he comes over that staticky radio that's near the Stranger in her little hangout there on Europa. Mm-hmm. But he also does Saint 14. So very versatile. I would have never guessed that the voice of Clovis Bray is the same voice actor who does Saint 14. So a salute to him for giving us such fine acting throughout our game. And I downloaded a couple snippets. I edited a couple snippets. Let's listen to Clovis Bray. And this is when we are first introduced to Clovis Bray.
Artificial intelligence activated. Who in the hell do you think you are?
Excuse me?
The deep stone crypt has stood for centuries without intervention. From the ether, your people swoop in and destroy my work without thought.
Your work? Are you?
More than just an AI? Indeed. I am an exact replica of Clovis Bray the First's consciousness. Woken, thanks to the intruders in the crypt.
Those guardians weren't the intruders. They were trying to protect it from the Fallen.
Fallen?
An alien race that appeared after the collapse.
The collapse? Sounds like I have much to catch up on. I suppose if you're telling the truth, I should offer my gratitude to your kind. In the meantime, perhaps you can refrain from further destroying my life's work.
Genius. Now I know my colleagues here at the Paracasual Destiny podcast can't hear what I hear there and what everybody else hears. But that was Clovis Bray when he was first awoken by us in Beyond Light. And he had no idea who the Fallen were, and he had no idea about the collapse. It was really kind of cool. And yeah, I'll share those files with you guys so you can hear them. And here's a very short Saint 14. I decided to go for the very first Saint 14 line dialogue that we heard when he comes through the portal from the infinite. It's not the infinite forest, is it? It's the infinite forest. Yeah, he comes through.
Corridors of time.
What?
Corridors of time.
Yeah, I guess it was the corridors of time. He comes through, dragging the dead Vex with him. So here's that dialogue. It's very short.
They call me the greatest titan who ever lived. But I would be dead if not for you.
Yeah, they call me the greatest titan that ever lived, but I'd be dead if not for you, was that one line there that he gives us. That's the very first time we heard Saint 14. Of course, we've heard a lot from him since then. And finally, as part of our sort of salute to Brian T. Delaney, great voice actor, amongst many other things, of course. This is him talking in an interview on GT Live about his voice acting with Bethesda. He has a lot of good things to say about them, but I just wanted to play a snippet so you can hear his normal talking voice, his everyday voice. Here he is.
What is it like working with Bethesda and doing video game VO compared to any other project?
Bethesda is awesome. And I'm not just saying that because they've hired me. I mean, this project, I've never been a part of anything of this magnitude. It's been a great time. They're awesome. There's always a developer on the horn, while I'm doing my session and stuff like that. They're all awesome. And to me, video game VO, which is my bread and butter, financially, it's also the best time. It's the best time, and I love it. So, yeah.
We can thank Luke Skywalk 122 for that question.
Awesome. Thanks, Luke Skywalk.
I have a quick little interjection I'm curious about.
All right. So, yeah, he was just talking about how much his favorite thing that he does. He does some acting and some other things, but his favorite thing is voiceover. And Romance Girl Stego and Salliebug, I will link you to the part in the podcast where I played those snippets so you guys can hear them. I haven't quite figured out how to feed particular desktop apps audio to the Discord output where my mic also goes as well without having it, feed over what's going out through OBS, how to do it private, sort of separately from that. So, but hopefully in the future I'll be able to do that. It is time now for our, you know what I forgot to do, Salliebug?
What's that?
Move the slide up. You didn't tell me. We had a beautiful Destiny soundcheck slide there with a picture of Brian T. Delaney and his beloved characters.
There he is.
There he is.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know, Romance, are you able to see the stream?
Yeah.
But Stego can't access it, so.
No, he's on a different device.
But he can see the slides, though. So he can see that. Yeah. All right. So you know what it's time for now?
Non-Destiny media consumption.
Salliebug couldn't have said it better than the sound spot. It's the non-Destiny media consumption. What have you been consuming outside of the game of Destiny? And I don't know, Richard, if you're still hanging out in chat, I'd love to hear what you've been doing as well. Or join the chat and let us know. Either way. We'll start with Salliebug. Salliebug, what you been doing?
Well, we're like full-fledged into the whole Christmas season. So watching some Christmas movies. I think earlier this week you and I watched Bad Santa, which I don't think we watched last season, and I forgot how funny that movie actually is. The late great John Ritter.
And Bernie Mac.
And Bernie Mac. Just really good acting.
Beautiful
and
chemistry.
Just a fun movie.
A little hard a little hard around the edges, though. A little sharp around the edges, I should say.
Yeah, we got duped into watching a movie called Christmas Holiday. I don't remember. It's like from the 1940s. It has Gene Kelly in it, and get this, it is so dark. There's like nothing really Christmassy about it. It's just kind of like this film noir. The only Christmassy thing about it is the guy gets like, he's trying to make his way back home to probably do something not so nice to his ex-fiance who is married someone else. And he gets grounded in New Orleans, and then he learns this sad tale of this other woman and her husband, who is Gene Kelly. And get this, Gene Kelly doesn't dance at all. There were several opportunities for him to dance in that movie, yet none. No dancing scenes, just dark
Why did
murder.
you think there was going to be dancing?
Gene Kelly is
'Cause it's
known
Gene
for
Kelly.
dancing. Yes.
Yeah, I know he's known for dancing, but
You know, I mean, pretty much any other movie I've seen him in, that was like the focus of the movie.
Now,
was there
So-
singing without dancing, or just it wasn't that type of movie?
Yes, actually, well, he didn't sing, but his co-star did. She sang. She was like a singer by trade, so she sang
And
a
you could
couple
see
of
him
times.
just like having to
in it.
physically restrain himself. Don't
Well, no, I mean, he
move your
played kind
legs.
of like this dark character. Like it was just like it would not have been
Deanna
in
Durbin.
his-
Right.
Deanna Durbin. So I don't know. We felt a little duped because it was like, called Christmas Holiday, but it was like there was nothing holiday about it.
It's more like a Christmas hell.
Yeah, kind of.
It might have been.
Yeah.
And we had so, but other than that, yeah, we've watched some other good Christmas movies as well. And like I said, Bad Santa it was fun. I forgot how fun that movie was. So good acting all around, good chemistry, all of them. So
Stego, what you been up to?
We recently watched, last weekend, we watched all of the Netflix anime Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which was a lot of fun.
Recommended.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Very cool. Very stylistically, just incredibly impressive. Took a little psychic damage, I guess, from watching it.
It was a little sad, but it was very cool colors,
Yeah.
cool animation.
Very, very cool. Quite the experience. Makes me want to get Cyberpunk for the Xbox Series X.
I heard it's a good game. Heard good things about it. Romance Girl, anything else going on over there? Non-Destiny?
Well, I've been playing the latest Disney Dreamlight Valley update. They did a thing for the seasonal pass for Christmas. And so it's been fun unlocking the, Christmas cosmetics. You can actually
that does
put a
sound
skin
fun.
on one of your villagers is Merlin from Sword in the Stone. And they came out with a
that's
Santa
fun.
skin for him. So he's just like
That's awesome.
his,
I
like,
love
pointy
it.
wizard hat, and his robes are all red with festive design all over, and his cane became a candy cane.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then we have another skin for Mickey, and so he kind of looks like his.
I'm kind of looking at it. It's
His
like a
Carol
Dickensian
Mickey, I
hat.
would say. like a it's
He's
like
got
the top
the
hat.
top hat. I'm looking at it
Yeah,
now.
the red.
Yeah, it looks so much fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So this game has been just like actually. So I wasn't expecting for it being a Disney video game to have this much playability, but it's very playable. It's very
feels
fun.
like almost like a Kingdom's Heart. Oh, it's more like a sim type.
It's
thing.
like Animal Crossing, but
Okay.
with Disney characters.
I could see Elena liking this one, Sally.
Oh, it is. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. I think it'd be fun even without the Disney aspect, but they actually do a really thoughtful job with the incorporating of these characters.
Cool.
It is a very sweet, cute game.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And it's on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
For those of you who have one.
That's a big plus.
Yeah, for sure.
Always.
Oh, and we started watching The Sandman.
Oh, very good.
What do you think so far?
Good.
So far, so good.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah,
well
we
done.
really
Very
like it
high
too.
production value on it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my only contribution is I've been listening to a lot of Christmas music on Spotify. Matter of fact, I have to start researching some Wilco Johnson, R.I.P., and also Christine McVie, R.I.P., music for a podcast I do tonight. I'm going to be doing one tonight. We're going to do a tribute to those two great musicians who've passed on and left us a legacy of music. So we're going to be celebrating them tonight in the Get Out Those Old Records podcasts. But I've also been listening to a lot of Christmas tunes, and I discovered some Hawaiian Christmas music by the brothers Cazimero, Cazimero. Doesn't sound like a very Hawaiian name, but they are Hawaiian musicians who are very popular in Hawaii amongst Hawaiians. And I've always kind of liked them, and I didn't know about their Christmas catalog, which is delightful, interesting arrangements, very relaxing, very chill, without being loungy. I mean, there's plenty of loungy Hawaiian Christmas music out there, and this was very tasteful, different direction, more homegrown Hawaiian music. And so I think that's about it for this episode, because I am getting excited about maybe getting on Destiny 2 a little more today. I think today's going to be my last day of playing for a little while. Work is getting very busy after this weekend. And I have to start preparing for a live music show coming up next weekend that I will be participating in. So, and I know you guys are probably busy down there too. If you don't mind me asking, Stego, when's your first day, or when's your last day of work before the holiday break?
I got another week and a half of classes.
Oh,
so
so
my
you're
last
going...
day of classes is the 21st.
Okay.
And then we will have the 22nd off. And so we got like a couple days of, couple extra days, but basically it's 2 full weeks off. It's like 2.5 weeks.
That's nice. Ooh, that's even nicer. Oh. So you're going past the new year, which is
so
very
when do you
nice.
go back to school? Is like the week after the first?
Students come back on the 10th. We have a PD day, a teacher work day.
See, we're getting it on
Monday
the front end, and you're getting it on the back end. It sounds like.
So this next week is our last week. So, and we have a half day Friday, so that'll be nice. And then we go back.
We don't go back on.
We go back
we go back on like the 3rd. Yeah.
So. Not bad. Well, I am going to sign us out of this episode 63. And
wow, 63.
63. That's a lot. That's a long time, especially since we went to every other week. It's a bi-weekly podcast, so to speak. And let's kick up that outro. There we go. Yes. So thank you thank you everybody who came and chatted with us or listened to us, either live or after the fact. You know, you can join us live on YouTube every other Saturday at noontime, Eastern time. That is 11 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Pacific. I believe it starts around 3 in the afternoon UK time. But go ahead and subscribe to us if you like us. You can follow us on Twitter, even though we don't do much there, except for like other people's stuff. Occasional retweet. Until next time, it's goodbye from all of us here at the podcast, named the Paracasual Destiny Podcast. Keep pushing back the darkness, Guardians. Bye.
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 Bye.